This video will show you how to use two types of espresso makers, the electric machine and the stovetop moka pot or espresso pot. An espresso machine can be intimidating because of all the knobs and levers that you have to deal with. Some machines are more intuitive than others, but the basics of all espresso machines are the same. Once you understand what the basic parts do or how to operate them, then you are well on your way to becoming a home barista. Moka pots or stovetop espresso machines are much more easy to use. Now, let's focus on the parts of an espresso machine and how they function. 1. Portafilter. This is a combination of the brew basket, handle, and spigot. This is where the espresso ground is placed to be brewed. 2. Group head. This is where you attach the portafilter to the machine to brew the espresso. Inside the group head, there is a rubber gasket and metal filter. 3. Hot water spigot. This spigot is different from the one that pours out your brew. The hot water spigot is the one that pours out water from the boiler. Some folks use this for tea and other types of beverages, but veterans warn that the taste of the end product might not be great. This, they say, is because most people don't drain out water from their machines on a regular basis. And the process of leaving water in the boiler for long leads to accumulation of acids in the water. So while the water is portable, it is best used for sterilizing utensils, rinsing out the portafilter and wetting towels to clean the exterior of the machine. A note of caution here is that you shouldn't run the hot water spigot at the same time that you are pulling a shot. It would alter the temperature of your water and ruin your shot. 4. Steam wand. This is a long metal hose-like an apparatus that emits steam. It usually has a lever or a knob that's used to regulate the flow of steam. 5. Tamper. This is a short apparatus that has a handle and it is used to push down the coffee grounds in the brew basket. It helps to make the coffee grounds even and compact, ready for the pressure of the hot water, which would extract the flavors and all the goodness of the grounds. 6. Shot buttons. The shot buttons are used to send water through the machine to the portafilter. They can be programmed to suit individual preferences. The most common signs you would see on most machines are the single shot, single long, double shot, or double long. You will also see the button for free pour and probably another for hot water from the hot water spigot. The free pour button is the basic way the machine would brew the espresso, which is to run the water through the coffee grounds until you push the button again for it to stop. If there are 2 or more people using the machine, it's best to use the free pour button to pull a shot because you don't know whether someone has pre-programmed the machine. 7. Warming rack. The warming rack is useful for heating up coffee mugs before the shots are poured into it. This feature is common with commercial-grade espresso machines. It helps to keep the shot hotter for a longer period of time. 8. Pressure and temperature dial. Its purpose is to maintain consistent temperature in the part of the boiler that houses the steam. You only need to do anything with this dial if there's something wrong with the machine, and that must be handled by a qualified technician. Now that you have a basic understanding of the parts of an espresso machine and how they work, let's move on to using the machine. 1. Fill the reservoir with water. The reservoir is indicated in every espresso machine and features measurement markings. These markings show you what quantity of water to use for a single shot or a double shot. Some people like to use filtered water, and that's great, but if you don't, you might have to look out for a machine that has inbuilt filter. 2. Switch on the machine and let it preheat to the required temperature. 3. Fill the brew basket with your espresso grounds and level it out. 4. Ensure that there are no stray grains in the sides of the basket. Then, using your tamper, press the grounds evenly into the brew basket and make sure that it is compactly packed. 5. Push the portafilter into the machine underneath the spout. You would hear a click that indicates the portafilter is firmly in place. 6. Get the right size of mug or cup for the shot you are pulling and place under the spigot. 7. Following the instruction on your user manual, press the button for the shot and let the machine brew. After brewing, it would pour the shot. Most machines would take between 15 to 20 seconds for a single short and more for a double shot. How to froth milk with an espresso machine. If your espresso machine comes with a steam wand and you are so inclined to use it, here's how. 1. Pour the quantity of milk you want into a small metal jug. Bear in mind that when you are done, the milk would double in size, so this should inform the quantity of milk you pour into the jug. 2. Position the steam wand well and then put it into the milk, only a little below the top of the milk. 3. With the tip of the steam wand angled to the side of the jug, create a whirlwind in the middle of the milk. What this simply does is incorporate a little air into the milk. 4. Move the jug up so that the steam wand is inside the milk and closer to the edge, and then turn on the wand to froth the milk. 5. When the milk has doubled its size, or about 1.5 times the original size, remove the steam wand from the milk. 6. Tap the jug a couple of times on the countertop to remove air bubbles. The finished product should look like ice cream that has melted. 7. Pour the milk into your espresso and leave some in the jug. This ensures that you are only pouring frothed milk into your espresso or whatever drink you are using it for. How to use a stovetop espresso machine or moka pot. This is a simple manual way of making espresso. Although many people argue that it is not the same as espresso brewed in a machine, but we can safely say that it gives you that same espresso feel. It is not the same as an ordinary cup of coffee. So, follow these quick steps for a nice cuppa. 1. Every moka pot has 2 compartments, up and down. It is the lower compartment that you would fill with cold water. Follow the measurement marking in the pot, but if your pot doesn't, then fill the compartment just until before the valve. Do not allow water to touch the steam release valve. 2. Fill the filter in the upper compartment with coffee grounds, but unlike in the case of a machine, do not tamp it down or pack compactly. Just level it off and wipe away excess coffee grounds from around the filter. 3. Place the upper chamber on top of the lower one and secure tightly. Ensure that there's no gap between each chamber. 4. Put the pot on a stovetop and set to medium-low. Leave it on for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can open the pot to check, but it is best not to. You would hear a bubbling sound as the espresso brews. When the bubbling sound stops, then the brew cycle is ended. 5. Leave the pot to stand for a while and then pour into your coffee mug. It is advised that you warm your mug before pouring in the espresso. Safety measures when using an espresso machine. 1. Ensure that you place the machine on a level surface that is clean and doesn't come in contact with water or liquid of any kind. 2. Your machine should not be close to the edge of the countertop or whatever furniture you placed it on while in use. 3. Do not place the machine close to your gas range, cooktop, or any other source of heat. 4. An espresso machine should not be placed or used on a metal surface such as the sink draining board. 5. It is best to use the accessories that come with a particular machine unless you are a veteran at using an espresso machine. 6. Although some people like to use filtered or demineralized water, it is best to use cold tap water. This is because the water may affect the taste of the finished product. It also affects the way some machines function. Some machines have inbuilt filter, but even if your machine doesn't, just ensure that you use clean portable water. 7. Do not attempt to use any other liquid apart from water in your machine. 8. Ensure that you don't leave your machine unattended to when in operation, and also do not remove the portafilter in the middle of a brewing cycle. You might get hurt because the machine brews the espresso with pressure built in the machine and exerted through the coffee grounds. 9. Moving the machine while in use is highly discouraged. 10. Ensure that you clean your machine as prescribed in the user manual to get the best of it. How to clean and maintain your espresso machine. 1. Always ensure that your machine is switched off and completely cooled before you dismantle for cleaning. 2. Always remove the puke from the filter machine immediately after each brew cycle so that it doesn't continue to cook and form irritating gunk and mess on the filter basket. This would no doubt affect the taste of your drink. After that, run your filter under a flowing tap to rinse out every residue. And then wipe down the whole machine. 3. If you used the steam wand, it would be hot and the heat would cook the milk residue in the wand. This is a veritable breeding ground for bacteria and we don't want that. So get a dish towel or paper towel and wrap it around the tip of the wand. Then press the steam wand button to squirt a few bursts of steam. This is called purging the steam wand. Then using the towel, wipe down the entire steam wand. Additionally, fill the jug you used to froth the milk, which you have washed by the way, with clean water and mimic the frothing process. This would further clean the steam wand. Ensure that you give your machine a thorough cleaning periodically. This would include descaling the machine. But meanwhile, check out your user manual for instruction on how to descale your machine. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site, www.zimespresso.com, for more awesome espresso content like this.